Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ultimate tutorial for Scum in 2023. Down in the description below, you guys will see my new streaming schedule that I will be doing for the rest of the year. And I will be making a new tutorial daily where I will just help you guys in short, concise points, helping you with your journey. I see Scum is busy with their own tutorial, but up until that time, I just want to get you guys prepared for the upcoming major update that Scum is going to be having, probably here in December, if my estimations are correct, November or December, where they're going to bring back planes and 4x4s and just a lot of good things coming to Scum in the next update. But yeah, I'm going to keep these videos short and so that you guys can go through them quickly and practice them on a daily basis. So the first tip I want to give you guys is when you start Scum, please play around with your settings a lot. Okay, so when I mean settings, I mean these settings over here. So, play around your mouse sensitivity. When I started Scum, the mouse felt very, very fast to me. I'm playing with about 800 DPI on my mouse, and these are my settings. Get your FOV settings to be comfortable. I suggest that if you pick a FOV that works for you, make sure your FOV is the same in first person and third person so that it's not too jarring when you enter first person or switch between first person and third person. And the other thing is turn off your camera bobbing intensity. That's not really necessary. And then at graphics, you can set whatever you want to set to get good FPS. But very, very important, I want you to set this to epic. This is the biggest tip I can give you, okay, to frustrate yourself less in Scum. So please set the streaming speed to epic. And then sound is quite standard. And then controls, I want you to go through all the controls, because when I started playing Scum, to switch between first person and third person was enter, which was very jarring. It's on the other side of the keyboard when we look at WASD. So I switched it to my side mouse buttons, as you guys will see here. When we go to change camera, I've got it on a side mouse button. Focus is side mouse button. I just go through the controls. If you want to hold in your button to aim, or whether you want to toggle your aim, just play with the settings so that you get your controls and your visuals and everything right before you get started. Okay, so now that you've set everything up, when you start a character, I'm going to give you guys 3 different builds to play with, depending on how much of a survival enthusiast you are. So my 3 builds will basically be the easiest one, where you don't really have to focus on anything, just enjoy the game. The second one will be more specialized, and then the third one will be for the ultimate grind, okay, where you love a challenge, you love survival, and you are willing to put a heck of a lot of time in. So first build will be easy, second build will be casual, and then the third build will be hardcore, okay? So these are your attributes at the top. You can change your character name over here. You've got your attributes, which is strength, constitution, dexterity, and intelligence. And these attributes, the points that you put into them control the skills that you can put into every attribute. But strength overall affects your how hard you can hit, how much you can carry, and then how fast you can break open lockers with crowbars. And then recoil control and stuff like that. Constitution affects how long you can run for, how good your body manages hunger and water, and then how fast you can run and jog and stuff like that. So the most it affects is your endurance and your speed. Dexterity, of course, prioritizes on the speed at which you do everything, but it's probably the second the second attribute that has got the most important skills, where I feel intelligence has still got the most important skills depending on what kind of player you are. You can choose between a male and a female, okay? You can put the sensor mode off if you want, and then there's different types of characters you can choose, and if you get the DLCs, you can play with Danny Trejo or with the character from Breaking Bad. You can choose to have body hair or not have body hair. Again, you can choose the concealed mode. You can change your private part size, or if you're a woman, you can change the top size as well. And then when you go next, it's going to give you more freedom to look a little bit different. So we've got about 16 hairstyles at the moment. The female models have got over 30 hairstyles, so we will get more hairstyles at some point. So you just pick whatever one you like. I like this one quite a bit. You can choose between facial hairs. I'm not crazy about all of them. I usually go for 2 and then 3, and then you can choose your hair color, and then you can choose your eye color, and then this just shines it up a bit, the iris type. And then here comes the important part. So for the easy build, so that you can craft almost everything from the beginning and not really struggle with anything too much, I'm going to give you the easy build. The easy build includes you basically taking advanced rifles, because you're going to be using this most of the time. Even if you do events regularly, you can always level this up to advanced plus, which you can only do in game. Okay, then you always want to take advanced running. At the thievery, I always want you to take advanced thievery. Okay, it's very, very important. And then here, I want you to take medium survival and medium engineering. Okay, this will just help you overall in the game quite a lot. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let you take medium thievery and medium demolition, and then here I'm going to let you take medium rifles and medium archery. Okay, you can take these two on medium as well. Okay, so yeah, this is the easy build. I'm going to show you now in the crafting menu that you can craft almost in everything except for crap ammo, which is like uranium ammo, and then you can't craft the C4. But getting demolition to advanced isn't that difficult, but you can't sacrifice thievery. And yeah, engineering for me is very, very easy to level up, so you can do medical. Okay, but like I said, if you want to craft everything from the start, which includes all the base building, then medium engineering is going to be very important. So this is the easy build. Okay, then when we're looking at the casual build, we're going to go advanced rifles, advanced running, advanced thievery, and then we're going to go advanced engineering. Okay, this is the casual build. Again, just to help you to be able to craft everything from the start. And again, because I feel engineering levels up way faster than survival, I will rather just start with advanced survival, okay? Or I will start with advanced medical. But yeah, this is basically the casual build. And then the advanced build, you go with advanced melee weapons, because you can level up rifles, handguns, and archery easily. You stick with running. You go with advanced stealth, so that you can learn, how to do thievery by just lockpicking lockers normally, and taking a long time before you become good with thievery. Okay, and then right here, I'm still going to stick with medical. Okay, so according to me, you can take thievery, but if you don't mind the grind, you can start with stealth. Okay, my my hardcore build at the moment is going to be this. This is my hardcore build at the current stage. Okay, but let's spawn into the island and yeah, get started. Just going to show you how to land without dying. And I am going to start here with the easy build. Going to go with rifles and archery. Going to go with running and endurance. And I'm going to go with thievery and demolition. And then I'm going to go with survival. Medium survival gives you a compass right from the start, so you don't have to craft a compass. Engineering helps you to repair your armor. Okay, so this is the character that we're going to do the tutorial with. So the first time you drop into the map, you're not really going to know where you are. So your hands are going to be tied up at the start. So what I want you to do is press M, locate the red dot, which will be you. It will be blinking like that to see where you are. And then, you know, just try and land safely in a forest somewhere. You don't want to go for the towns just yet. That's an abandoned bunker. So I'm just going to go for a quiet forest area so that we're not running into players right from the start. Switching to first person, seeing when the trees start looking a bit close, and then I'm just going to open my parachute. And of course you can control yourself through the air even when you're skydiving with W. Okay, so we're just going to land, and the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to search the rocks. You're going to press F on the rocks, walk in a circle until it gives you the option to search it again. Walk in a circle until you've got about 4 rocks. And the first thing that I want you to do, every time you hit the ground, whether you died, whether you started on a new server, every single time you hit the ground in Scum, I want you to right click on your bank card and destroy it. Okay, that's just the habit that I want you to learn. Then you're basically going to click on 2 stones. You're going to right click on it, craft the stone knife. Then double click on the stone knife to put it in your inventory, double click on it to take it out of your inventory, right click on it, say take in hands to take it in your hands. Okay? Then I want you to click on 2 more stones, right click on it, and go craft small stone axe head. Now I want you to right click on the stone knife, take in hands. I want you to double click on the small stone axe. Your pants will be big enough. And I want you to just find a bush. When you're at the bush, I want you to press F and chop down the bush with the stone knife. When you are done cutting down the bush, you can press tab to see what's in your vicinity. It says the vicinity. Okay, you can see everything in your vicinity. And I want you to cut the long stick. Right click on the long stick, say cut into small sticks. Okay, so after this, you should have 4 sticks. Now you just cut down another bush. And then you can still click on the items, but we're going to go to the crafting menu now. And like I said, because of the easy build, you can craft everything in the crafting menu right from the start, except the advanced crap ammo. And then, of course, the large battery, the large battery charger, the lock protection advanced, and the enforced lock. But these days, people like to use die locks in any case. But it gives you a lot of freedom to be able to craft everything from the start, including ammo. It gives you a compass right from the start instead of you having to go craft the compass or level up your survival. Okay, so it's giving you a compass so that you can find your way around the map very, very easily. And what we are going to do in the crafting menu is we're just going to scroll down, because at the top it says tools and weapons, and then here it says items. And at no skill, I want you to click on the rope and then craft a rope, and it always tells you what you need to craft the item that you clicked on. So we're going to need 5 small sticks and a cutting tool. And if the item is clear, has got a clear background like this, you've got what you need to craft it. If it's got the orange background, you've got some of the things you need to craft it. And if it's got the red background, you've got nothing you need to craft that specific item. And then we just press craft. Okay, so now that we have crafted the rope, we have got the rope, we have got the small axe head, and we've got a stick. And that will enable us to craft a stone axe, which needs the small stone axe head, a long stick or a short stick. You can always press on the arrows to see if you can use like easier item. So instead of using like a long stick, you can use a short stick. And then of course the rope, you can craft tree bark rope like we did now with 5 small sticks. You can use a wire, you can use thread, you can use rope, or you can use improvised rope, which you craft from 5 rag strips by cutting up rags into rag strips. And you can get rags from your clothing or from puppet clothing. Now that we have the stone axe, we've got a basic defensive tool, which we can hit with, okay? And when you stand like this, you're not in combat mode. As soon as you hit, you're in combat mode. But you can always press V to exit combat mode and enter combat mode. And the first thing that I want you to do is when you're in combat mode, press H until you get to melee opponent selection mode, change to manual. I want you to change this to manual. It will just make your life a lot easier, okay? The only reason why people put it on automatic is so that they can, throw puppets in the head with the throwing tool or something like that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to just run up to a tree. And then when you get to the tree, it says press F to cut down tree. Now that you've cut down the tree, you're not really interested in the logs just yet. That will come later. What you're interested in is the tree branch. So what you want to do now is go to first person, grab the tree branch from the vicinity, drag it into your control box over here, and then while holding your left mouse button, roll your mouse wheel and get that little gap there. You see there at the end, there's like 2 sticks at the end, and then at the other end, it's just like a solid part there at the end. So you get these 2 sticks, the gap in the V. You get the V to point in a certain direction so that when you cut down the branch, all the sticks that come out of the branch will go in the V's direction. Okay, so now you can see all the sticks have gone in the V's direction. At the end of all the sticks, you'll get a bunch of small sticks, and then here at the back, there's a bunch of long sticks. So I want you to stand in the middle and just cut all the long sticks into small sticks. Now that you've done that, I want you to craft 2 rope, okay? And to craft the last thing that you crafted, if you've got the resources for it, instead of going back to the crafting menu, just hold in Alt and press C. And you will repeat the last thing that you crafted if you've got the resources for it. After this, I want you to go to your inventory screen and I want you to cut up whatever you have. Because I've got the DLC, I get a willy warmer and a special shirt, but you'll have a white shirt. Okay, so we're going to ignore the willy warmer for now. And I'm just going to let you cut up the shirt and your boxer briefs. And now, because of the 4 rags and the rope, you will be able to craft 3 rags and the rope and a cutting tool. You'll be able to craft an improvised courier backpack. After you've crafted the backpack, again, you can double click to equip it, and then you'll see another bar down here. If you double click on an item that has inventory space, it will just show you what is in the inventory. So you can open the inventory and close the inventory in the second slot, or you can just double click on it to equip it, and that gives us quite a bit of inventory space. That's going to help us a lot. Then we're going to craft a 20-pound improvised bow. And now we can just drag the bow to our secondary slot. You've got 2 primary slots that you have on your back, that doesn't need inventory space. And now I want you just to craft 12 arrows. And you just need a cutting tool and a small stick for arrows. So we're going to craft 1 arrow. And we're going to press Alt-C at the same time 12 more times. After you've crafted the arrows, you can just double-click on the arrows to let it go into your backpack. Okay, and there you have got your basic kit. You've got a melee weapon to defend yourself, and you've got a ranged weapon to defend yourself. So I'm just going to show you how to kill puppets, which is your main threat in the game. With the melee weapon, you're going to hit before he gets to you, and it's basic. You just want to start your animation before he starts his animation, and then move back. Okay, so click to hit before he gets to you. Never try and hit when he's on top of you. Click before he starts his animation, you know, and kill him like that. And you don't want to spam your hit button, because as you'll see, we're running out of stamina in the left. On the left bottom, you'll see that our stamina is going red, which means we're hitting slower and we're doing a lot less damage. The stamina affects how fast you can hit and how much damage you do. When you kill a puppet, you can search it. Sometimes it will give you clothing and other items. It's not bad searching puppets because they can give you screwdrivers sometimes. And now we're just going to cut up his pair of pants into rags, because we'd like to have a quiver as well later on. So with the 3 rags, we're just going to double click the 3 rags. They are very, very light. I always want you to put the light items in your clothing that can't carry a lot of weight, and leave the heavy items for your backpack and other inventory, like your backpack, your quiver, and a sporting bag, which can carry a lot of weight. Because for the quiver, we're going to need 3 rags, which we've got now. We're going to need 5 small sticks and a rope, okay, which we know how to craft. So let's do that quickly. Let's get 5 small sticks and craft a rope and craft a quiver. Okay, so now that we've crafted our quiver, again, we can just double click to equip it, and we can drag the arrows to the quiver to save a lot of inventory space in our backpack. And now you are ready to take on anything that comes at you. And the other great thing about our build is the medium archery. A lot of people struggle to aim with a bow, but because we took medium archery, we get a dot, which will help you a heck of a lot to know where you're shooting. Because with no archery skill, the dot won't stay there while you're aiming. But with medium archery, the dot will stay there while you're aiming. So if we just spawn in a puppet here quickly, okay? Now with the dot, we can aim. We know where the arrow's gonna go. And as you can see, killing puppets with a bow is a lot easier and a lot faster and a lot safer than doing it with the axe. But if you start with no archery, you're going to be much slower with pulling the bow back, and you're not going to have the dot, which will help you to see where you're going to shoot. Okay? So that's it for part 1 of the ultimate tutorial for Scum in 2023. If there's anything that you didn't understand, please leave it please ask me in the comments down below. And in part 2, we will be covering all your stats, you know, like your health, your hunger, and your food, and the sound bar, and the eye, you know, the eye that lets you know when puppets are looking at you, and then just basic tips on where to get water, how to get food, and, you know, how to get started without taking any major risks. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and click that like button. If you're not subscribed yet, do so, because I've got about 7,000 hours in Scum. I've helped people for the last 5 years in survival games primarily, and I absolutely love what I do, and I love helping people. So click the bell notification as well to be notified of future videos. And like I say, I'll be streaming every day for 4 hours. Streaming schedule is down below. And if you want to help me do this full time, the Patreon link is down there as well. See you guys later, and keep surviving. Cheers.